Hello guys. Um, I get a lot of questions about how I retouch my pictures. It's really a difficult thing to say because I am not like the regular retouchers that are really into making pictures shiny and all these stuff, creating plenty layers. I'm actually a photographer that have a lot of work at hand to do. So I may not have all the time that other people have to be painting pictures and trying to make it look all yeah, it's very good, but it's a challenge for me, and that is the reason why I use this pattern of frequency separation, because it makes things easier for me. So before I do retouching of any picture, the first thing I consider is the skin. The skin, the texture of a skin would determine the the blur to use in this retouching. That's the blur, I mean texture, the kind of texture I would want to have after I am done with the editing. So because of this, I'm looking at this skin. This image is a full picture taken with at aperture of 2.0. So it's not all that very sharp, but it's very sharp for a full picture. So now I'm going to be using a little soft kind of frequency separation for this. So this is the first thing to do, is to create layers, duplicate these layers. This is the way I work. So you see I duplicated this layer into 3. So now I'm going to go to this layer 1, then I'll go to Gaussian blur and apply the basic blur I want to use for this. I'm looking at the skin. So for this skin now I'm going to be using about 3.7. My bad, don't talk, I'm doing something. I'm using 3.7 for this skin here now. So this may change depending on the sharpness and the skin texture you are working on. So I'm going to go over to apply image. As you can see, I clicked on this layer, go to apply image, then you can see it. So this is what we have here. Once you click on this is what your Photoshop will show. So I'm going to go to this multiply and then put subtract. This offset, set my offset at 124, as you can see, scale at 2. So I've already done this before. So you look at the offset and the scale, 124, 2. So I can go in here. From here now I will change, because the layer that we'll be using for the texture will be this, for this skin will be this. So we're going to go to merge and select layer 1. So click OK. So now after that I'll come here now, normal linear light. This is the regular retouching that I use. So after this now I'll click on this layer and then select my, you can call it lasso tool, and then zoom in to see where I'll be working on, and then select carefully. I'm going to select this section by section. Of course some of you know this already. Then I'll now blur, Gaussian blur. So by increasing this blur, I look at the texture, the effect of that on the skin. So if I'm okay with this, I can go 7.8. Okay, I'm okay with that. Then I go over to display, select here, avoid some of these curves, Control Alternate F. I press Control Alternate F to get the result of the previous blur. So if you press Control F, depending on the Photoshop version you are using, just press Control F now, and then I'm looking at it. I don't want my image to be too soft. I just want it to be even, so the skin to be even. That's the only thing I'm doing here. I'm not aiming for this image to be too soft. So that's the reason why many people will ask me, why is it your image you return your image is not over retouched? So I'm not aiming at over retouching the picture. So this is what I do. So then I select the hand, So if you don't have all the time like myself, you may not have to go through all the process. So by doing this, so we are going to look at the image again after now. So here we go. So by pressing Control, I'm just repeating the blurring process by pressing Control Alternate F. So I'm not going over to the filter to select Gaussian blur over and over again. So I'm doing Control Alternate F using a shortcut to apply the blur on the skin, as you can see. So that's what I am doing here. So I'm sure you understand what I mean by that. Okay. My intention is not to over edit this picture. So that's not my intention, which I always target. I target it all the time I'm editing. So after this, I'll collapse this because I'm done with this. I work destructively. I know that many people don't work like that. So, but I know exactly what I am doing. So I'm done with this retouching, as you can see. I hope this helps someone. This is it. So someone will say, okay, maybe I need to compare the last picture. Okay, no need for the comparison. You can see. So this is it. This is how I do my retouching. I do this for different kinds of image. If I'm working on a very sharp image, I may increase the blur to a higher percentage than I used here. I hope you understand. Thank you. So a lot of people have been asking me this question, so I think this will clear some of your doubts. All right. Thank you.